Alrighty, here I am, and with my microphone on this week. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the stream here. I certainly hope you guys are doing great today, because I'm doing pretty good myself. And it's Wednesday, so we're going to play some, you can actually kind of hear it in the background already. We're playing some Software Inc. today. You guys have been already enjoying the soundtrack from it. It's actually not a bad one. I've already got the game loaded up. I've been actually setting things up for a little bit now. Been actually looking at doing some new background stuff like that for, kind of, around here and things like that. Don't quite know yet, because we're coming up on 1 year. It's February 25th, so 22 more days, and we hit 1 year of streaming. So that's pretty cool. And so I'm thinking about changing a few things up. Nothing crazy. The content will stay the same, just kind of maybe look a little different. But today we're playing some Software Inc. I've already got the game loaded up. As you can see here, I do want to kind of go over, we actually have 3 new versions since we last played. Alpha 11, we had 2 that came out on the 30th, both 0.31 and 0.32, and 0.33 came out today. So that is pretty cool. They've actually added a eating function now. So essentially, there actually is an animation with a fork. Love the fork in quotation marks over here. And they've actually added to where vending machines and fridges will actually output food that they actually have to eat first before their hunger is satisfied. So I think it's kind of a neat idea, and they've done quite a few fixes and things like that. Essentially, that's pretty much what 0.32 was just some hot fixes for 3.1. And there's a couple actually just some styling points, but they also made the fire inspector more lenient towards fire alarms in small rooms. A little late, but still nice. And the fire report button now has a button to select the offending rooms. That is a feature I've wanted for, well, since I started this playthrough, because I was having some issues with the fire inspector. But we got that now, so if we do build some more buildings or what have you, we can figure out what buildings need what. Now, if I remember correctly, we were actually working on our next CyberWorks, CyberWorks 2. But CyberWorks 2 was able to go 3D, if I'm not mistaken. We're porting Boombox 2, and we're actually creating Omnidesk 96 because Omnidesk could not be put onto CyberWorks, if I'm not mistaken. And need to update the software every once in a while. I think the next one we're going to develop is another Guard Dog. If you remember from last time, Guard Dog was not able to run on CyberWorks. A bit of an issue. There we go. We've already failed the fire inspection. All right. So what room? Well, we'll take a look at that new button if I can find it. Does it tell me where? Maybe there's a button in build mode. Oh, let's see if I can. It'd be kind of nice if they had a thing in here that you hit a button and it showed you what room was having that issue. So I don't know what button it would be under. I think it's under stocks. Loans, no finances, investments and insurance is where we were at. Too new. We'll have to find that eventually. As to where it is, I'm not 100% sure. But if you remember, the reason we were trying to... Let's see, hold on. What did we put out? We put out Civ 3. We have Boombox. We have CyberWorks. We have a couple ones we're just doing support on. Guard Dog Unleashed. And then Omnidesk 90. Which we're actually working on Omnidesk 96 already. So that's going along okay. What kind of deals do we have here? Just description. Oh wow! So someone wants to buy the Boombox IP for almost 9 million. We're not going to take that because I like our lineup of stuff. It's maybe not perfect, but it is our stuff. It does work pretty well. Made some more money. How's our digital distribution going? So if you remember a couple streams ago, we actually set one of these up. And after a little bit of a bumpy start, we actually have quite a few uses on it. So we actually own 100% of the digital distribution market, so we are the first, technically, like Steam of this game here. Anything fun? Anything like hosting or anything? Doesn't look like it. However, I don't think the digital distribution is actually making any money. Take a look here. Finances. Distributions, yeah. I don't know if that's our distributions just by itself or if that is the digital distribution. Because if it is, we're losing about $1.5 million every month. So not ideal, I'll be honest with you. But oh well. I kind of like having that started early. Because if you can get a head start on it, and then you can kind of keep up with it, most people would just prefer to put it on your platform because they, your platform's kind of established already and things like that. So, what are we doing right now? Well, let's put Dev Team 2 also onto Omnidesk 96 for now. Because originally what's going to happen is once CyberWorks gets to its point where it's ready to be developed, we are actually going to boost, or we're going to switch it to Dev Team 1. Dev Team 2 will take over Omnidesk 96. And so, yeah, I think that's going to work out better. So here's kind of my idea for today. I'd like to create another guard dog. I think guard dog would be a very important thing to have another, have a new one, so we can put it on CyberWorks too. I also think we need to work on, if we can, a 3D editor. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to create CyberWorks, because it does have 3D modeling in it. Even though it's a little ahead of its time, in 1995, we would start kind of getting some 3D stuff. But I really kind of want to be the first person to do it. And I have the technology. If I'm mistaken, I have the, let me take a look here. Hosting deals, nothing really fun there. Let me take a look here, because if I'm not mistaken, I do have the patent for 3D. Yep, I do have the 1993 version or tech level of 3D 3D technology. So we have kind of a cornering of that market, so let's actually use it for something. It's kind of the idea. I've also thought about looking into doing some more, like doing maybe either network, maybe a 2D. 2D might be kind of fun. .4.5% royalties. We can get up to 3 here. System wouldn't be a bad one either. But 2D, 2D might be kind of fun. Do 2D and 3D. Yeah, right now, audio 1990 Super Trap Research, I guess, whatever it is. Yeah, that's already. Yeah, it's a lot of do for that one. Let's see here. I don't know. It's something we might want to look into, especially if our dev team or design team, I should say, if our design team isn't doing too much. But you know what? While there's people, oh, look at this. Well, that is a fork of sorts. But yeah, people are actually eating in our canteen now. But also, apparently, I don't know if we can find somebody. Apparently, they actually can eat at their desks too, which I think would be kind of funny if they did. You can see somebody. Don't see anybody doing that unless there's a meeting going on right now. But I don't see anybody eating at their desk. Our legal team looks like a little bored right now, which is maybe not the best, but it happens. We're about to break 100 million too. That's a lot of money we could have. That'd be nice. Time Ltd. Time Ltd has been just selling stock like crazy. Where are we at? We are the second largest right now. If we just snap up some of the smaller ones, so like we'll do Fly and we'll do this one. So I'm gonna call, number one, we were over $100 million at one point, but now we technically technically not in shares yet, but we are getting close. We could probably buy one more. I mean, we're getting close to actually being the majority shareholder in Time Ltd. Do we want to spend? You know what? Let's buy another one. There we go. We now have over 1 million shares in this company, and we're going to lose a little bit of money. It's fair, but I do want to. This is one of the ones. It's a gaming company, so I would not mind owning a good chunk of it, just so that if we ever do want to get into like a console or something like that, we can very easily take their stuff and put it on our console. Kind of the idea, at least. Any fun jobs? Just support, marketing, some design. Nothing really fun, I should say. But so you can see here, our operating systems are starting to get up there, but we need to get our antivirus, I think, back going. Once we get CyberWorks done, it's probably going to be a 3D editor and then a guard dog. So it'd be Snippet 3D is what we're coming. We already have Snippet 3, so it's going to be very confusing, and I think that's going to work out very well for us. Not really. It's going to, you know, Boombox made $2 million last month. Hold on, timeout. I'm kind of curious about this because let's see, release date. So Boombox 2 has made $16.2 million. Snippet 3 has made $31 million, but then CyberWorks has made $45 million. That is amazing. That is incredible, to say the least. Oh, Time Ltd is just going crazy with their stocks. And you gotta remember, we're actually still a privately owned company, which is pretty amazing that we're worth $94 million. Let's see. Let's look at stocks, or hold on. Where is our stocks at? Time Ltd. I want to see how they're doing. Details. So right now we're not the majority shareholder. What in the world's going on? So let's just start snapping up the smaller guys again. You know, we'll spend $1 million here, a little million there. You know. I think what's going on is that they're like selling, and then the other guys are getting ahead of us. This investment's worth $37 million right now, and I kind of want to just keep snapping up a few more shares like this. I know we just spent a lot of money, but we are now, what is it, 24.3% of the company is owned by us now. I'd like to get that above. Actually, you know what? Look at this. There is just 4 people that own this company. Which is pretty impressive. The next one I have to buy is $15 million if I want to buy any more stock. But then again, if I buy more stock, I'm going to pretty much, not quite own it, but man, they're offering us $19 million for Boombox now. Once again, you can see that they issued more and more stock. And you know what? We can snap up the smaller guys. But we are now, well, it's like we're still number 1 by what, 7, right at 7%. So here's the thing with stocks, and this is kind of the I have a feeling, I have an idea of what's going to happen. So with this, if I just decided right now I wanted to sell every share I have, it would go down quite a bit, just, you know, because there's more out there. There's less to actually, you know, gain off of them. So it'd be kind of interesting if I ever get to that point, but I don't think that's one of the companies we can ever buy out, like, totally. I think that would be one of those where once you, like, if you ever took it over, like, the game's over, because you've become like the largest company because you're worth so many billions of dollars. But hey, you know, that kind of works out for us, though. Gives us something to look at and to do while we're kind of waiting for our stuff to develop. 55,000, 80,000. It's not bad. 1.3. Oh, sure, why not? Yep, we are now still worth 23% of the company. Pretty good so far. If you look here, hold on. What is their biggest money? So right now, This one's only, or let's see, published Light 4. So it's one of our competing softwares. It's, you know, had made about $200 million, which is ludicrous. Let's go ahead and release that. But, you know, happens. We're actually almost getting done with Office 96. I'm kind of surprised about that. We still made a good amount of money last month, maybe about $4.2 million. Kind of glad, you know, it's nice to be at this point where we really don't have to worry about money too much. We can actually start playing with stock markets. We can start playing with stuff like that. I'm still trying to get this last bit of stock done. So I think if I were to sell, this is actually a different one. This is insurance and stuff like that. This is the actual stock market kind of out there. Right now, I don't think, if I withdrew all this, I'd make $5 grand. Okay. Let's go ahead and invest in On, because I don't think On can go any lower. So let's go ahead and invest that. So we need to make 20 grand, so which is actually not hard. We're already about a quarter of the way there, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's go ahead and just start snapping up these smaller bits. Keep our whole line. We're actually up to 36. Well, no, hold on. We're up to 23%. Because they keep selling more, you know, shares of the company. That means there's more out there, so I lose some of my my actual like hold of it. But we can keep snapping them up like this, and keep a pretty solid 22-23%. So that is not terrible at all. I mean, I really could go hard and just buy a ton of this so that I own most of it. Do we want to do that? I'm thinking I might eventually, because I think it'd be kind of fun. I don't know how well these guys. I don't know how well these guys are doing. Oh, well, hold on. That's unfortunate. We just had somebody die. Jarvis Sloan from Dev Team 1. Here for 5 years and died. Well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully our employee benefits were paid up. Because it looks like we did have actually, you know, on death you got $25,000. Not terrible. So, you know, they're offering us $25 million from Boombox now. That is pretty impressive. Still gonna reject it, but it's still, it's amazing some of the kind of what we built is they're wanting that much for it. It's pretty funny. So I'll be honest with you, didn't think CyberWorks would take this long to be in development, but it seems like it is. So let's do our daily stock buying. You know what? We'll buy this one too. Buy those. So we are up to 25%. You know what? Let's buy that one too. Why not? We're at 28% now of the company. So we're at a pretty big margin. We could, I think at what, 51% you could actually take it over if you wanted to. That would be that'd be a heck of a merger, but it could be done. Technically, right now, this company's worth $181 million. Speaking of which, let's look at all companies. Worth right now, we're actually third. We're just under worth $100 million because of all the stocks stuff like that we own. Yeah, none of us is listed. Right now, Fancy Studios, the one above us, is actually almost listed all of their stocks out there. So it's, you know, it's one of those things. So I think also what I'm going to do is I want to have both dev teams work on CyberWorks, because if they're just going to sit there for right now, probably not the worst idea to have them both working on that. Time Ltd. Starting to buy more, or selling more shares. Let's go ahead and snap a bunch of these back up. Still at 28%. Let's why not? We'll buy that. It's a little bit. That was a $5 million ones, but now we're up to 33% of the ownership of them. I can actually like reduce how much I want to buy these for, right? but they can offer. They can say no. All right, that makes sense. Oh, that's it. I would say they. Hold on here. Timeout. When are we? Oh, yeah. We was like, when are we going to release that? But it's already ready to be promoted into beta. So we can go ahead and send it into beta and have both dev teams working on that. And when Cyberworks comes out, we could, if that's not completed, we can always switch dev team 1 to Cyberworks, get them started on that, and have dev team 2 just finish up the beta for that. Let's see if we've made any money on the stock market over here. Not really. We've actually lost some. Actually, I lost quite a bit of money already, which is unfortunate. But it happens. Let's look at our investment over here in that company. Stocks, we've got Time Ltd. Let's go ahead and just start purchasing up some of the smaller guys here. Go with the 3 million. You know what? Let's go with the 9 million too. We're down to 51 million. However, we now own 41% of that company. That is quite a bit. We're gonna be losing money. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little risky. However, I think we've been making good money for the past couple of months, $4 or $5 million. But you notice they actually didn't offer any more stocks today. Ooh, that's interesting. That means probably actually they went down quite a bit. If you'll notice, they went down almost 4% since yesterday. Not ideal, I'll be honest with you. I'll leave that over there for right this second. Looks like Dev Team 2. Nobody decided to come in today. That's... Oh, there they are. So that was interesting to say the least. Do we actually have anything like HR-wise that is incorrect? So they all are coming at 8. Oh, Design 1 actually should be leaving. And Law. Law, I'm going to only have here till 12 for right now because we really don't need them there for right this second. But if they don't offer any more stock, I might buy this last one. I mean, that would get us to what? 46% of that company? Especially if the company value goes down again. Oh, August 1985, that's when I was born. Yay! It's a little odd, you know, but oh yeah, they offered some more stocks. They're like, you know what? We haven't done this in like 2 days. Let's do this. Yeah, I wonder if I offered those guys $6 million, would they take it? Oh, that's just saying you want to buy less stock. Oh, well, we know how that works now. But we're still on 46%. Still not bad though, you know. Anything fun? Any hosting jobs or anything? Doesn't look like no hosting jobs. So right now our deals, we do have 3 hosting jobs, and we're not doing too bad with those. You know, it's not too bad, you know. But it looks like we're getting a lot of the bugs out of this thing. I really want to kick Cyberworks into... Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and kick it in development. Let's go ahead and market it. It's like, I don't know when the release date's going to be yet. I know I'm going to have to do one before we really put that press release out. But that's okay. I mean, Boombox 2 is all of a sudden just kind of exploding. It's $5.5 million. That's pretty incredible. All right, any investments going okay? Not really. Not really at all. All right, so we're getting the thing ready for Cyberworks 2. Let's go ahead and take Dev Team 1 off there. So I'll have Dev Team 2 working on bugs. That means our design team is not doing anything. So let's go ahead and create a sequel. This is my releases. I forgot, I'm like, why does it say Audio Tools? But I remember we bought out a company, and we got all their IPs for it. So Guard Dog Unleash was 1991, but unfortunately you can't actually port it to... We can't port it to Cyberworks 2. However, it's right now that would be what, 6 years old, pretty much when that would come out. So I want to make a sequel to it. So Guard Dog Unchained, because why not? Antivirus, Guard Dog Unleashed, SC, and we're on to Dev Server 1. As a Design Team 1, we'll give it a Dev Team 2, because that's probably who's going to be working on it. Less than a year right now, so we'll do everything that we did before. Interface. But the tech interface is still... We're limited by snippet 3. We have to maybe boost that up a little bit. Let's add some more like that. That's probably what I'm going to do. Data mining I won't do because you could get busted for that. So I really maybe need to get the tech level for 2D up a little bit more. Don't need a publisher. We'll go to advanced and make sure we've got everything here. I want to know what this new framework is. We'll try to do this via the Guard Dog framework. 2D editor will make it snippet 3. I'm okay. Oh, since I clicked off of it. Snippet 3. Okay. I want to add this to CyberWorks 2. So it will work on there. Let's see here. Next page. Oh yeah, this is fully maxed out. I'm happy with that. Don't need a publisher. Design Team 1, Dev Team 2. Let's go ahead and develop it. Yes, I'm aware it's very complex. Yes. I know it's technically based on CyberWorks being completed. Which essentially it's going to be a release. It might be a release day software with it. Just kind of make sure it's kind of a smart play for us. Also, I think once they're done with the bug fixes for Omnidesk 96, which I believe should be here soon. We're supposed to be releasing it in February. I might bump that up a little bit just because it is one of those things where we can very easily release it probably in December. Alright, let's start buying up these little smaller companies. Yeah, that works. So right now we are the third largest one. Or there's only 3 of us now, and I own 46%. I could very easily take this company over. I don't know if I want to do that. It would be a merger, to say the least. Because right now, so essentially, here's what gets me, and this is kind of what's kind of bonkers. So right now we own. So Cyberfire owns 30% of Time Ltd, or 40%, which these guys also own $102 million worth of Fancy Studios. So essentially, if I were to merge with Time Ltd, number one, we'd probably be the biggest company. However, also Fancy Studios, we'd own part of that too. We would technically the top three companies would be worth, or it would just be massive. And you know what? I kind of want that. Let's try it. So, $37 million. We can take it over for $178 million. That's a bit ludicrous. But I don't want to buy any more stock right this second. So right now we own 58% of that company. That's a lot of money to try to take that company over. But I think we can do it eventually. And so we'll keep getting dividends. We get over half the dividends from stocks and stuff like that. So I'm okay with that for right now. Let that run for a little bit. See if they release any more stock. Ooh, hold on. Well, right now, Boombox made $6.4 million. Snippet made 2. Cyberworks is starting to wane a little bit, but that is okay. Time Ltd is still selling more shares now. I only own 54%, but we can fix that pretty easily. I love how private investors are starting to actually get more than some of these companies are. But right now, essentially, my company owns over half of the top company, and which owns part. So technically, I own parts, if not a good majority, of the 2 biggest companies in the game right now, which is amazing. Nothing new on that end there. So Omnidesk, we're getting a lot of the bugs worked out of there. It should be ready for a. I'm honestly thinking about bumping that up to December, because we put it in beta late August, early September, and we've already got a lot of the bugs worked out of it. Well, we might do a. We'll just keep it to February. That's fine. Let them get all the bugs worked out. Let's go ahead and release a press release for CyberWorks 2, but we need a release date for it. When do you think we can release this? It's already 20% of the code done, and we've had it. Let's go next year. You know what? Let's do January of 97? 97? That'll give us just over a year to develop it, and I think that'll work. Let's also release that. Start gaining some followers for that. Any articles? Oh yeah, they announced we just announced CyberWorks 2, so that makes sense. Everything seems to be going well though. I'm kind of happy how this is going so far. Guard Dog Unchained, I should say, is already on iteration 3, so that won't take too long to get it up to where it should be. I am kind of curious though, how much are we actually making off the not royalties? What is it? What do we call dividends? Making about $177,000 off of it. Not terrible. Publishing deals are getting us about $50,000 every month, so it's not too bad at all. Our internet bill, $135,000. That is a bit ludicrous. But hey, that is okay. How much is our... I am kind of curious. We do have those solar panels on our building. Except all enclosed. It's going to change to $18,000 a month. That's okay. Finance. How much is our energy costs? It's actually $5,000. We actually don't almost pay for energy for our building, which is kind of neat. We could probably easily boost that to $5,000, and so we don't pay for electricity for our stuff. But hey, you know, it's not like the worst thing in the world. You know what, though? I think it might be time to... I think we need to do a couple other things this episode, because I like our... we might, number one, need to boost our design team a little bit, so actually expand them out just a tiny bit, just so we can get some designs done a little bit faster. Which they are there, so we can very easily add a space over here that would add quite a few more developers. And I think we can go ahead and do that real quick, because I am willing to take a little bit of a risk, you know. So I want to increase these guys so that they can, you know, we don't have to worry about that too much anymore. I think we got a nice. We can even just do an overhang and do like a. If we go down a floor, actually just do this and then build this room out this way. Essentially is what I would do. Merge rooms. There we go. And we got this nice little cutout, and eventually we can actually add in something in here, or we can even make this a nice... I have an idea. And let's see if this will work. Don't know if it will. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, they actually have like style buttons. Okay, that's actually really neat. This is one of the features they actually mentioned in the new updates. Didn't really know what they meant by that, but that is neat. Actually, you know what? Let's actually change the style up. I actually want to... Can we do textures? No, we can't. Let's... Oh. You know what? I want to do some nice, like, hexagons. I think that'll work. And we can even redo the fence. Have a nice low fence. That looks amazing. But I think something like that'll work. We'll hit apply. We're actually going to paint these white. And then we're going to actually make a nice little sitting area out here, because why not? Seems like it's a great idea. And I mean, if they want to come out right now, it's in the middle of winter, fair. But if they want to come out here during like the spring and summer, maybe even a little bit of the fall, they are more than welcome to. We'll actually have our legal department. We'll have. Do we want to do full windows for them, or do we want to do like this a nice wide window? Let's do something like this so that they can at least see what the legal team's doing. What? Oh, so what is causing me not to be able to put there? Let's go ahead and move this so we actually can save settings for everything. That is, so if I want to repaint it or something like that. That's okay. That's actually kind of cool. So you can kind of keep things more organized. So if you want to keep like a clock, like a certain clock style all the way around, you can. That is actually kind of neat. Let's do kind of the double tall windows there and move this. That's probably the radiator that's causing this. Let's go ahead and delete that. But I know I'll have to redo some of the heating in there, but that is okay. Let's see here. So I think this is a good idea for what the outside should be. So switch back over to the furniture section. Let's do temperature control. A function. I actually kind of prefer the function over anything else. Seems to actually working a lot better. There we go. So that is all taken care of now. We can maybe get some more janitors in here. It's a little bit dirty. So seating, I'd like to do outdoor seating. Where is the outdoor stuff? Maybe let's do out here. Outdoors, there we go. And just put some nice benches out here. Just so that people can come out here and relax, enjoy the day, no matter how cold it is. And did we put a few lights around? Maybe, because I forgot these have to be accessible. Which I think they can go here. That looks a little jank. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of a neat idea. And if we kind of break the other thing out. So yeah, you kind of got this nice little cutout area. Okay, maybe not the most stylistic choice, but it works. I kind of like it, so just gonna do something like this along here, just so that let's get rid of this one, so that we kind of continue it from down here. I also just realized that this room does not have any windows in it. We need to fix that. Right there, no, that's off. This is not going to be fun to line all these up. And I probably won't even get close, to be honest with you. Alright, it does not like this wall here for some reason. Probably stuff on this side, yeah, it's causing it. I like this radiator. We can delete that. We can put new radiator or a different radiator in there now. That is a little more efficient. Well, all right. Well, that's just gonna have to leave. We'll have to deal with that. That'll work fine. And then right above there is where. All right, hold on. We can fix this one a little bit easier. Well, you know what? On this side, our windows are just gonna be a little wonky. But if you do a pattern like that, it doesn't look terrible, but it's not great. And I also want to put in. We'll do a couple more sets of windows here. Just for the new dev room here. There we go. I'm liking it so far. We need to put just a few more windows in here. If we can, because this thing is not liking me putting windows down. Nope, nothing there. Alright, well. I might just have to leave it like that because I'm a little frustrated with that, but you know, it's fair. All right, so next thing we want to do is actually go ahead and copy all this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait till the employees leave for the day because this will be a little bit easier without them sitting there. But yeah, we should be able to actually not tomorrow. So you know what? Actually, we can. So right now, everybody's out of there, so we can go back into build mode here. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and duplicate furniture. Well, if this might not work, and we'll see. Hold on. Can we duplicate this now? There we go. I do want to leave a little bit of an aisle. Let's push this all the way against the wall here, so we can put 4 more desks along this row here. Let's go ahead and duplicate and slide it in there. Did I mess up? I don't think I did, but well, it's a little bit of an aisle. That'll work. And this room is still atrocious, but you know, it works. Function, go to temperature control. How are we doing on temperature control is my question. Alright, so we need a little bit more heat control. And then a little more of the air conditioning control. And probably one more of this one. There we go. So that's taking... Oh, well, didn't want to do that. Alright, well. So there we go. I don't know how many devs we just added, but we added quite a bit. So each row now has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I messed this up a little bit. Alright, we can fix that. But we have 8 rows. We have 80 designers. Good lord. That is quite a few people. I don't need the trees that much, but alright. Duplicate that. That'll go there. This chair needs to go. That's a computer. Duplicate that to there. We need to duplicate. Put that there. So technically, I can have what? 8 or technically 79 designers plus the leader. That's a lot. This would be the biggest team in the company, which is fair because this is kind of an important team. So makes sense. What I'm actually kind of concerned about, well, not really concerned about, is what about like office computers? So now we have laptops, and the environment goes up, the power goes down, and there's less noise. They're the same price though, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. So let's see, select furniture and replace with laptop. Oh, hold on, we got an error. Huh. Well, we're gonna send that. Nope. Send. Hold on. What? Oh. Got an error during live stream. You know what? Let me actually, just because we want to help out, you know, I'm pretty helpful. Let me pop. Oh, that's not the right button. That's the right button. Let's go ahead and just give them the information. 1990s computers to laptops. All right, there we go. So now if he's watching, or if he watches later, there you go. You can see exactly what happened. Don't quite know what happened there, but let's see if we can. Doesn't look like anything else is broken. So that's a little odd, but all right. We need to go ahead and do this to the. What concerns me is that I need to do this to the rest of the computer, or rest of the computers in the building here. Didn't do it that time. Huh? It might have been a one-off little bug, which is that would scare the, that usually would scare the crap out of me when I was doing, oh wow, because when I was doing development and things like that, when I had an error like that only came up once, but the rest of the time it worked fine, so that means something's wrong in that part, and that was a little scary, I would say. All right, one more office to update. Change to laptops. There we go. So now everybody in the company has a laptop. We can now go over to management teams. Design 1. I'm going to give you 6, or I'm going to boost it up. Right now it has 40. I'm going to give you 59 people in different specializations. Please make as much, or take as much money as you need. And we are up to $55 million. Oh, great! We're the fire inspector's coming tomorrow. Not ideal, I'll be honest with you. All right, let's look at our dev team now. We're still up to like 40 people. I think they'll hire them today, and then so tomorrow they'll start. Kind of makes some sense to me. Grab some more coffee here. The programmer's best friend. Oh, hold on. So somebody's offering me $22 million. So it's, Fancy Studios, which is the second biggest company in the game, is offering me $22 million for Snippet. Not ideal. I mean, you're wrong. They're worth a lot of money. I think they're worth a little bit more than that, but I don't really want to sell them because I do want to continue to develop those IPs and things like that. So, oh no, burglars are here to loot the premise. When literally everybody's leaving work. They can see into the office, or they can see the burglars coming into the office. All right, let's go ahead and skip forward time. Man, we're about $1 million that month, and not ideal. Let's go ahead. I want to stop marketing for Cyberworks because we're not like it's losing money right now, but we're only making about 600 grand on it. And I think the marketing, we really need to start more focusing on Cyberworks 2. And actually, we need to start. Remember, we gotta remember to next month is actually our OmniDesk launch, so that'll be fun. Does anyone want to know where? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, it's our law office. See, that's what I wanted. I think I missed the button the first time, but that is a new that's one of the new features for that. We'll go ahead and just put a sprinkler or two in there. SPRI clerk. There we go. Oh, this will be fun. There and there. All right, so that should be good now. We should be able to. Let's go ahead and call them back. Just so that, you know, we can get that going again. Looks like all of our stocks have actually done terribly, which is awesome. Yeah, we got that. We don't have one of those. Let's go ahead and do that. WJA. Go ahead and invest 100 grand in that. Let's invest in one of each, or 100,000 in each. You know, 100 grand is not much to us, so I'm not too concerned about that. Time LTD selling more. We're down to only owning 36% of the company now. That's crazy. I mean, what I could do is just sell all my shares. I mean, they're worth $56 million. I think I would kind of wait a little bit, but, you know, that's just me. What team is this? I'll support. Like, what? Let's go up to the floor number 3. Do they have? They do have. They have 61 people in there now. Good lord. Look at this. Even in iteration 4, these things are starting to fly up now. That is awesome. Hey, I passed the fire inspection. Yay! That's we finally did that the first time last stream. It was not ideal, but I think we can get insurance now. Oh, yeah, we already have insurance. So this costs us $122,000 a month, but we'll cover 100% stuff if there is a fire or I think burglary. I think they will cover all that. So that's nice of them. hold on, do I want to boost this to 70 people? So I said, hold on, if I go to HR management, I said they could have 59. So that means I can have up to 80. So if I tell them to do, let's do 77, just to be on the safe side. So they can have up to 77 people in there. They're starting to hire more people, and some of them should start today. Well, this day. But it is February. And saying it's been a while since we released an Office software. Guess what? You know, they're just starting to lose hope. Guess what? No need to fret. At noon today, Omnidex 96 will come out. It'll be glorious. It'll be very nice. And also Guard Dog Unchained is almost done. But we do need, number one, we want to do what I was going to say earlier. Because we have, hold on, type. We only have 2 cleaners. Let's hire a cleaner from 8 to 12. I think that'll be to help that. We have 2 people in the morning and then 1 kind of coming through the afternoon. I think that works out pretty well. Actually, you know what? Let's double up on our cleaning crews. So let's hire 2 more. This person here will actually do 12, and this person will come in at 1. So hopefully they can get all that cleaned up. Because you look here, this is just getting rough. Oh, it's crap. It's 2 o'clock. All right, let's go ahead and release this. Yes, I do want to start a marketing campaign. Let's put a that's $100,000, a $200,000 budget on it. Yes, we're gonna have to we'll have to print some of this. So let's go ahead and do distribution, software printing. Where is 96? We don't have any in there. Awesome. Let's go over here. Go to Omnidex 96. Start printing. I want 150,000 copies right away. We can do that pretty easily, I would say. But I think the next thing we need to start looking towards is actually getting our marketing team into a bigger office. And it might have to be on another story, because I don't think we can really cram them in here. And I think a 4th story would work. Is there a way we can just copy? No, it looks like we can't. All right, well, that's unfortunate, but all right. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and walls. Go. There is that, and there we go. So now we need to get some elevators in here, bigger elevators. I kind of like those. Make sure it's nice and opulent in here. So there is the 2 elevators there. Stairways, we put one right against the wall. Like right there and right there. Oh. I gotta get rid of this light here, so we can move the staircase into here. There we go. So now we've got that up to the next floor here. Let's get our door into there. Also get our windows going on the outside here. Pretty simple on that front. We can also get them for the outside here, just so that we don't put anything on the walls that we can't. We have to take down, so we can put the windows back up here. Something like this. And we have to do. Can we not offset them? We have to figure out a way we can offset those. Just like that. We got to figure out a way to make them like over here. Which I think I can probably do. I just got to figure out, what I want to do. So marketing is. Hold on. Can we actually go down just to the marketing room and say, hey, can we save this as a style? Look at that. So now we can go up here, hit click marketing, boom, back in there. Like it. Well, that's a good feature. I am happy about that one. Switch teams. This one's going to go through to marketing. Be a massive marketing department, I know. But you know, we handle quite a bit of stuff anyways. So let's take all this. Let's just select the furniture. Let's go ahead and move furniture. Let's get these guys in their new office here. Like that. Perfect. Now we do need to, first off, clone or duplicate this over to there. So now that we have, oh, there's a lamp that they can't get to. Delete that. So there is our marketing department now. Don't have enough ventilation and everything. We can fix that though. Temperature regulation. How are they doing on heat first off? Not great, I'll be honest with you. But let's get the rest of the desk in first before we start worrying about that stiff. Because I don't know how much more furniture we're going to need. Let's do something like this. And then they can do that. And so essentially we need to do this. Let's get rid of all this because I prefer not to have all that. Like duplicated, I should say. There we go. So that is now our new marketing department. What is a 5 by 8? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have up to 40 people in marketing now. But let's get our ventilation worked out. We'll just work on air conditioning first, so that we can make sure we get that taken care of. All right, so now we can get some heat in here now. There we go. So that's taken care of. So I think the marketing department's really ready to go. Let's make sure that yeah. So they're leaving their old office. I don't know what we're going to do with this yet, because it's kind of a smaller area, kind of right at the front of the building, which, I mean, does it work? Yes, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know about that yet. And I might make that something, another team or something like that. We do need to add some lights in here. We also need to redo the theming in this area here. So interior, I love the, you know, while I love the drywall color, let's set it to what we usually do. We also need to put some lights in here as well. Paint, we'll go with the nice, nope, that's the wrong one. Paint interior, we'll do kind of the yellow, and then, yeah, that works. We need to put some lights in here. Before I forget, I need to put some lights in there. There we go, nice and bright now. Audio, not great, but I really don't care too much on that one because it's just an open room. You know what we need to do though is add some bathrooms in here. Same with up here. We probably won't add as many bathrooms just because the higher you go, you really don't need, you know, you still need bathroom, but at the same time, you got to remember that there's gonna be less people working up there, so kind of makes some sense. Let's look here. Bathroom, we'll need a toilet and a light and a sink. There we go. We can set that to the new bathroom, and I like it. It's pretty funny. That actually is a neat feature. I kind of wish also we had the ability to copy entire rooms. That would be kind of nice. Right now I can just drag, you know, I'll have to drag out and just kind of copy and paste the furniture and everything, which I can do that. That's no big deal. But let's do this. We'll do 4 bathrooms. I think that's a good idea. And then let's take all this, duplicate. Oh, that didn't really work as I thought it would. Select furniture. Can we just hit duplicate? Yes. Do that. Put the doors on. And then set the style to these rooms to the bathrooms. There we go. Looks pretty good. Let's do that to the next story here. Also want to change the floor in this one. Also, kind of noticed that was a marble. I might add that to the lobby. Might. 3 and 4. I need to add the doors in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this. Duplicate. Did we get everything? We did. Boosh. And, oh, well. Last one I decided to mess up on, of course. Move furniture, boosh, and then I need a sink. And then we'll have bathrooms in all of our floors now. So that'll be a little more convenient, so people won't have to try to run up or downstairs so they can get to a bathroom. Not the worst thing, not the worst idea in the world. So marketing can now have 40 people in it. We did, let's see here, marketing, employees, or not employees, HR management. So right now, I did say you could have up to 19, well, have up to 19 people. But I want to up that to, let's do 29 for now. Specialization, none. You actually want to just support, or sorry, just specialization in marketing. Preferred age, salary, we'll go with a nice medium salary. We can always train them later. So yeah, Omnidesk 96. Yeah, support not too bad. I want to see how much money it's going to make because I am a little concerned. We'll also assign Dev Team 2 to Cyberworks for right this second until Guard Dog is almost finished. So I'm not too concerned about that, but let's see how much money Omnidesk is going to make. It's made $85,000. Oh, because I don't have enough stuff printed. Well then. That's interesting to say the least. All right, let's fix that. Actually, printing is actually where I want to go to. Distribution. Maximum of 250,000. And it might just be because I didn't start printing it early enough. Oh, mostly it's digital units. We've sold 856 digital units. That's pretty funny. It's good because it's starting to actually really develop now. So that is neat. But our marketing is actually able to hopefully keep up with all this. But some of them are still sleeping for some reason. I do know. It's interesting. Cyberworks, though, already more than halfway done there. Let's take a look. Let's get some reviews out for this thing. To see how that will go. We've got 300. Let's see how that goes. Right now it's a 5.6. All right, it's mostly in code, which I get. In art, we're almost completely done with. Code, we're about halfway done. So, and I figured that the 3D and stuff like that would be the one that's lacking. I get that. But we do have less than a year to get that fully developed. But I think we can still do it. It's not like we're going to be hurting too much. Is this our dev team? It's got to be our dev team. It seems like they're working pretty well. Almost got that completely ready for dev team 2 to take over. I would like that to release with Cyberworks 2. So we might, you know what? I think we can go ahead and develop it. So let's go ahead and assign this. It's already a dev team 2. Let's unassign them from Cyberworks. Let's go ahead and throw a marketing on it. I'd like to release this. Can we get it done for the release of Guard Dog? Let's announce it's not going to come out until March of that year. That gives us a full, not quite a full year, but that should allow me to get ahead of the game here. Let's go ahead and do a press release for it. Hopefully that'll go up pretty quick with the new marketing team. Omnidesk hopefully is starting to sell a little bit better. Don't see any new deals there for us that we would be interested in. We are making tons of money now, again, like we have been this pretty much the entire playthrough. Not always, but, you know. Made, let's see, Omnidesk made about $2.5 million. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Let's take a look here. Actually, let's get some real numbers here. Last month we made $2.5 million. Got how many active users do we have on it right now? We only have 33,000. So Omnidesk 90. Really, what we need to do is we have 30 active users for that one. Let's go ahead and cancel support for it. Let's also, do we have printing for it? Like, or are we still trying to print it? We are. Let's go ahead and cancel. Let's see here. Cyberworks, we're still Boombox 2. Yeah, do we want to keep producing any more Guard Dog? Because we're already developing the next one. Same with Cyberworks. Do we? Well, I do want to keep. Because technically, right now you can still get it on the digital distribution, which technically you really can't get much with right now because technically I think it's our operating systems will be the first with like networking capabilities. So technically, we might once we get Cyberworks 2 out, digital distribution might really take off because they'll be actually able to send both like updates and things like that and software over the internet. So we'll see about that. I'm hoping, at least I think I'm the first one with the networking in their operating system. I blanked out for a second. Alright, so I think we've got Guard Dog Unchained done. We're actually going to create a new piece of software. It's for the first time. This is going to be Snip It 3D. And it, you know, I think it's going to work. It's going to stay, let's see, default. That's fine. Design Team 1 will probably go to Dev Team 1. 3D Graphics, Mesh Subdivision. We're going to do all this. Already at 100. There we go. I'm okay with that, at least to start with. We're talking like 1993 technology already. And I really don't need anything like that right this second. Let's go to Advanced. So Snip 3D, it's going to cost $110. Sounds about right. Let's use a new framework. We'll call this the 3D frames. Next page, we've got OptiBlind 2. I'd actually like to put it on Cyberworks. Because we actually have the technology for this. We actually kind of have the patents for the best, you know, 3D technology. So we'll go ahead and develop it. Yes. Yes. There we go. So, that's all going now. So all of our teams are going at a frantic pace. Game's starting to slow down just a tiny bit because of how many workers I have. But, you know, it's not terrible. Up to 30 marketing people. And really is only 30. Did I only let them have 30 people? Hold on. HR management. I really did. We can have up to, what, 80 I said? No, I remember I limited it to 40 people. Let's go to the full 40 then. Manage teams. HR management for marketing. Let's do up to 39 people. So that should completely max out our marketing team. They can kind of really focus on it because it looks like they're getting quite a bit, about 100 grand per each thing here. I'm kind of keeping an eye on them because it's like I don't know if I really need to increase that at all, but we'll see. I mean, look at we made $3 million on Omnidesk, $3 million on Boombox, and 1.7 on Snippet 3. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And with our design team, really, it's I don't know. We might. It's like I'm curious if we should build another design office. Essentially, just clone this and move it to maybe the 5th story. I don't know. What room is dirty? Yeah, where's our cleaners? They're starting to come in a little bit. So let's see. Yeah, it'll kind of clean up. That's not terrible. Because I can move a dev team in here, but I got a feeling they would outgrow this pretty quick. And I'm thinking we might want to put a second canteen in, like a second break room, and that would not be the worst idea to put in there. So let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's add this to canteen. And this becomes our new canteen. We'll actually switch, limit the rules to a canteen, but we do want to switch teams to everybody. And I do want to kind of essentially copy all this. Duplicate and slide this over here. We lost a clock or two, but that's okay. And then I do want to put in... we don't want to do any serving tables over here, but I do want to put in like a little like kind of bar area, I guess, where you can have, you can get your coffee and all that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Duplicate that though. Get some coffee. I do want to have some vending machines and stuff like that over here. You know what? I think I actually want to put them over here. There we go. So that should work as our canteen. I do want to add a couple more tables in here too, because I know we were running a little low on table space in the other one. We'll do at least something like that. Maybe something like that. Do 5 more. Especially with the ever-growing company. It's nice to have... nice to be able to expand really quick into what we need. There we go. People are starting to use. They'll take food from. They'll take food from the other canteen and bring it over there. I think that works out pretty well, actually. So more people can enjoy the free food. I think it's what it is. I think that's what I made it. Could still be wrong about that, but you know, hey, it happens. So CyberWorks, it looks like it's the, let's see, we've got 3D and networking. It's kind of the two rough ones. We kind of the new to us kind of thing. How is our parking doing? Our parking, it's not great. And for some reason we have like people out here. Why do we have people out here? What team are you a part of? You a programmer? Well, that's nice, but what team are you a part of? Am I just like slipping over the like seeing over this and not seeing where they work at? Like, there's just people standing out here. What? Jocelyn Yates. Let's pause. Jocelyn, where do you work at? Jocelyn's part of Dev Team 2. Alright, so how many... Alright, let's see if that maybe fixes it. There's just a lot of people standing out in the parking lot. Well, there was. There's only a couple now, but that's really odd that... Oh yeah, Dev Team 2. They're all on Dev Team 2, and for some reason, they just don't want to go to work. I don't know why. I don't know. That's a little weird. And mostly it's Dev Team 2 that's kind of slacking off. I'm wondering if maybe there's something wrong with how I set up the pathing in here, maybe? Let's try maybe, is it maybe the lights that are causing the issue? I don't know. I really don't know why everybody's just standing out in the parking lot. It's a little weird. honestly don't know. It's baffling me to see that. I don't know. You know what? I bet you hold on, let me actually fix this, because I realized that these shouldn't be in here anymore. Because like at least these, because you remember this used to be the development area, so it would make sense that replace that furniture with calculators. So we'll replace this side with calculators, and this side we'll do drawing tablets, so that we have a few more artists in there. There we go. Yeah, because when we had devs in there, it kind of made sense for those to be in there, but now that we don't have anybody in there, it kind of makes sense. But you know, it's so far I think we're not quite halfway through the stream, but we're getting close. My goal right now is to try to get Cyberworks 2 out, get Guard Dog Unleashed. I don't know if we'll get Snippet 3D out, but I want to get Snippet 3, Boombox 2, and Omnidesk 96 ported over to Cyberworks once we release it. So we're going to spend a good chunk of time on just doing that. But I think so far our company's moving in the right direction, at least. We expanded with our design team, we expanded the marketing team already. We can kind of just do what we want, and it's kind of nice. Any new... Oh, somebody's offering me Omnidesk, for offering me $10 million for Omnidesk 90. That's pretty funny. I do want to check out... Let's see how we're doing ranking-wise. We're still third. We're getting a little closer, but Fancy Industries is still... No, I'm sorry. Time Ltd's actually gone down to second. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on with them. I know we actually own a bunch of their stock. We're actually the third biggest right now. Fancy Industries. Oh, Fancy Industries has actually bought out a bunch of them. Oh, that's... I could get back on top, but it would cost me about $30 million. But you know what? I can't get quite back on top because they're at... shoot. Because they're at 53 and I'm only at 40... Or they're at 50.3 and I'm at 43.6. Because Time owns the rest of it. This is getting a little tight. I don't... Do I want to try to buy maybe like 5% of theirs? Just so that I'm on top, because I can. Ooh, okay, that's a little expensive, but we do now own more shares than Fancy Industry does. That's, you know, that's always a healthy competition. Always is kind of nice. But I got you $10. They're going to issue more stock, and this is going to go crazy. They didn't. Well, they did, but the other guys bought it up before I did. Now they own 61% of the company. Good lord. I'd have to buy like... What, 16%? Something like that? It cost me $27 million just to do that. That's ludicrous. But I think that's kind of the issue, is that there was a bunch of people just buying stock, and all of a sudden they don't have it's like they don't have anything. Like they started losing the money that they got in from stocks. So it kind of makes sense that they're starting to go a little bit down, but you know, that happens. Speaking of stocks going down, let's see how our stock market things are doing. All down. All right. Well, IAX needs. I'm going to withdraw IAX because it is literally at a peak right now, and I'm going to sell it eventually. I'll rebuy it eventually, but let's see here. I don't think on is literally this shortest it can be right now. WLN. Let's just buy a bunch of WLN. Why not? Invest. There we go. It says we're headed for bankruptcy. The only reason we bought $32 million worth of stocks yesterday, or $36 million, I think we're okay. Just design work, some development work. Hosting! Hold on, there was a hosting job in here. No, we want to go to the hosting server, accept. There we go. So it is July 1996. I'm a little concerned with CyberWorks getting out in January 1997. We are going to be cutting it a little close. We're at 80% of the code right now, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. Let's get some reviews out there for it, because why not? I want to see how other people think we're doing. I am kind of curious, though. So, Dev Team 2, you're supposed to have 4 times, what, 40 people? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're supposed to be able to have 80, or 40 people on your team. And Dev Team 2 only has 32 people on their team. Alright, why is that? Like, no, like, I'm okay with them having less, but why are they having issues finding, like, you know, I don't know. You know what we need to do, though? I think we also need to... Oh, let's go ahead and end that. Right now it's a solid 8.2 for... What is this? This guard dog? Oh, I didn't know we could do that. We actually hit iterate again and then go back to that. Was that really for CyberWorks? I don't think it was, because there was no 3D in there. That might have been for Guard Dog, which is a good thing. Guard Dog is doing well. I think we need to build a parking structure today. A little bit, like a small one, not a huge one. Let's do roads, please. And a ramp. So, essentially what I kind of plan on, if I tear this out... this area here, so delete roads, and then put my ramp here. Not what I want to do, actually. Why can I not rotate this? Oh, you know what? That probably wouldn't be a good idea because I don't own that technically. I don't own that plot because it's technically just road. You know what? Let's go ahead and just add the parking structure or parking back in there. However, can't really buy that plot. Can we build a bridge over this? Like if we buy the road? I know it's probably a way we could, but. However, here would actually not be the worst place to put a parking structure. And then we can do just a nice road across here. And we can actually just go ahead and do this. Oh, that's even better. Horizontal parking, is that what we want? Yes. No, it's not. We actually want it the other way. Vertical parking. There we go. Along there, something like that. And then we want... do we actually want a road to come across like this? No, we can't. So we have to get rid of this road here. We'll probably just drag this out to there. We'll drag this across to here. Do we want to do a road like this? Or, actually, better idea. Let's delete that. Put that there, and we put our horizontal parking here and here. Not bad. We can also do kind of the same on this side. I would actually, I want to put my up ramp probably there. Once we need it. I don't think we need it quite yet. However, I do want to see if I can do this. I don't need the path anymore. Can I actually build a walkway across to here. Doesn't look like I can, unless we're gonna try this. It's gonna look a little silly, but if it works, it works. If I do something like that and then build my building on top of there, it works perfectly. So we can actually build a second entrance right here. I will have to, well, I can't really move the air conditioning because of what's underneath it, but that is okay. If I do a freeform room, something like this. Ooh, not quite what I wanted to do there, but all right. I want to merge these rooms together. Now, let's go ahead and put in our front doors here. And some nice windows. I think that looks pretty good. We also need to come down here, add in, where this is going to be the reception. See, this actually is coming in on the third story. All right, that makes a little more sense. I was kind of concerned whether what floor they were going to put us on, but that works pretty good. Hopefully the traffic won't be as bad coming through there, like foot traffic. That's what I'm getting at there. Hopefully it won't be as bad. Also, I just kind of realized the exterior is not ideal here, so let me fix that. Actually, it's more of the texturing. I'm thinking about changing the color up. As to what, not really sure yet. But that's fine with me there. A little bit of a white wall there. Yeah, there we go. This is actually kind of what the company looks like now. So we actually got a nice parking structure out front. So hopefully we can get more people to drive, and they can park up there pretty easily. And also we can have actually have another access point to the building. So that should hopefully work out pretty well. So far, I'm really enjoying how this is going. We need to get Cyberworks 2. Hopefully, we can get that out in the next... hoping the next hour and 15 minutes. We'll see how that goes, though. Need some more coffee. My throat's starting to get a little sore already. It's not ideal. Got some reviews for Cyberworks in. It's already an 8.1. Still working on the network and the 3D visuals, but that's kind of the new stuff anyways, so I don't expect that to be, I kind of expect that to be the parts that are lacking, because you can see here they're still pretty well far behind the rest of the programming there. I'm hoping to push this into beta, hopefully about, hold on, that's what I'm concerned about. What is that? It is an AC unit. Let's get rid of it. I really need to push that in probably late October, early November into beta if we really want to get it out by January. Not ideal if we have to push it back to February, but you know, fingers crossed we can. We actually have a program might be waiting to be developed for once in this kind of setup we have here. It's kind of a neat thing. We have a full four iterations on a program, and then we can actually just have it sit there for a little bit, not too long, before we hand it off to somebody else. Unfortunately, Guard Dog Unchained actually might get done before Cyberworks, which kind of makes sense though, because we're doing a lot of experimentation with Cyberworks 2, and Guard Dog we've done an antivirus before, so it's not like it's a huge thing for us to work on. We're now moving into December. not terrible. I really am thinking about selling all those stocks because really I don't think we'll be able to actually ever take that over. I don't see that happening. You know, and it's like we could use the money to do other things with. So your people are starting to park on the second story, already coming in through the upper entrance. It's neat to see. Because right now we can't really access another point there, so they'd have to come downstairs to get to work anyways. If DB, I could put some more parking along here too, but it doesn't look like we're really filling up on the old parking spaces there, so not too concerned about it. Still more concerned about, you know what we could do? Let's go ahead and pause this, I know, and put Dev Team 2 on this, just so we really need to get that last 13% done, so we can make sure it's out. If Guard Dog doesn't come out till, I mean, it's got 3 extra months on it, I'm not that concerned with it. But hopefully that'll be able to. We also need to make some more meeting rooms. What I could do, because I think, I mean, our support team is still pretty good. I think. I haven't got a notice yet that they can't keep up support with anything. But we can actually give this to our support team. Even have a second support team, like combine this. Just use this room and maybe combine it with this room, so we can kind of change out the air conditioning and things like that. And we should be able to build some bigger meeting rooms somewhere else. I think that might work a little bit better. I mean, I am starting to get a little concerned about Cyberworks. It really, I thought we'd be able to get it done. We might have should be able to. We might have should have put Dev Team 2 on it a little bit earlier. But right now they're saying it's a 9.3. 3D network they're starting to enjoy. So I think it's still going to be a good program. I don't doubt that in the least bit. I think what we're going to pretty much develop it through October. We'll put it in beta for 2 months in November and December, and we'll release it the last month of January. So it'll be in beta for 2.5 months. I think that'll work. And we'll release it in the second half of January. I think that's going to be probably my best bet. We'll see. So that's just kind of my thought about how we're going to sell, or how we're going to fix this a little bit. Got some more design deals, some marketing. Oh, somebody wants offered me $14 million for Omnidesk. No, I'm good, but thank you. Either they're wanting to stop me from making any more Omnidesk, or they want to start creating their own kind of office product suite, and they want something to start with instead of starting completely fresh. It kind of makes sense in a way. So, all right, so it's at 95% code. Not ideal. So right now I need to switch this to, we're going to promote it, and there we go. We're going to just assign Dev Team 1. These guys are going to go back to Guard Dog. We are going to market it. We're going to do kind of everything here. Let's do some big ones here. Let's also do a press release for these guys, and we'll, just going to throw everything at this thing. Hopefully they will enjoy it. And hopefully Guard Dog is still a good success too. But we have a little more time on that one. Really, Guard Dog Unleashed or Unchained can actually start into beta when Cyberworks releases. So I'm not too concerned about that. Got some good music pumping now. Not bad at all. Also turned up the game volume. I don't know how that's going to affect this at all. It seems like it's doing okay. I'll watch it edit, and when I can barely hear myself, Yeah, it's okay. We got some articles we can read here. So we got the high-ends on Cyberworks 2 from Cyberfire LLC. The target demographic doesn't really know who Cyberfire is. We haven't really heard much about Cyberworks. It might be the new big hit, and it has all the new features. You should be able to try it out here soon for yourself. Snippet IP. They want $15 million for Snippet. Well, I don't think they realize that I'm about to come out with a 3D, the Snippet 3D. And it's just going to blow everybody away. I got a feeling. Oh, look at this, 100%. So we're going to pause that, and we are going to get dev team or the design team onto a new product. Now, what product do we need to work on? Well, we've got our antivirus working now. Office software we just released. Audio tool I'm not really concerned about because Boombox is still making a ton of money. We really have kind of run the gambit of everything now, which is neat. I mean, we've done what we wanted to do. We've got an operating system that works. We've got a 2D editor. We've got a 3D editor. We've got audio tool coming out. Or, I'm sorry, antivirus coming out. We've got the audio tool already. I'm kind of curious, though, because we're missing research. I'm wondering if we shouldn't start doing research on this one. To start getting ahead of the game in 2D. For the design team, let's have them do that. Because we've got another one in the pipeline. What I'll have do, essentially what I'll have happen is, while the design team's doing the research, I'll have them, I might have them switch to a different piece of software. For whatever, you know, it's been Autodesk. Really, I don't know what I would have them do. Off the top of my head, at least. Let's also get this sent out. But essentially what I would have them do, because I want to try to get, I mean, I'm thinking about doing some games. I might, once we get the 1996 research done, though, I might actually try to get another Snippet 4 out. Or I might start looking into games, especially since we've got 3D now. We can really have some fun with 3D games. We'll take a look. Seems like we're still staying busy, though, so that's a good thing. We got some new offers here. Hosting, we'll take that hosting job on the hosting server. Just trying to kind of diversify what we spend our money on. It seems like it works pretty well. So we're now in January. We've got 250 bugs knocked out of Cyberworks. So we're going to keep it in beta for one more half month. So it should be okay. But we'll see how that goes later. I'm actually getting a lot of research done. I'm a little surprised. Well, I guess we did boost our design team pretty heavily. Kind of bolster them with things. And then once they take over, our legal team will step up and take care of that for him, too. We'll take care of the patenting for him. So yeah, I think this is going well so far. We've got, we actually got another day of, well, we get 2 more days technically. We have today and then tomorrow. And we have to release Cyberworks 2 out into the world, which they got almost 100 bugs out of it today. So I'm feeling a little bit more confident in it. But, you know, still, we did lose actually a little bit of money last month. Because sales, well, marketing, our marketing team's it was kicking butt now. Distribution's actually gone, it's cost us still a lot of money. However, it's still not terrible. Our internet bill is still the worst thing we have to pay. Repairs, no. Licenses, not bad. Oh no. View, what room is failing the fire inspection thing? Oh, it's the newest lobby. Okay, I can fix that. We have 13 deals out there. Holy cow. Hosting, I can do that. For Time LTD, I will be more than happy to do that for them. Alright, we need to get a some fire alarms in here. So we are losing a tiny bit of money. Ooh, good lord. OmniDesk 96 is taking a nosedive. I really do want to keep marketing these things, though, because I want to keep the marketing unavoidable. But let's cut it back to 100,000. Especially for this one. Boombox I can keep up at whatever it is. I think it's at 200 grand. Because I want to keep the marketing up so when we release Cyberworks, which will actually be right now. So let's go ahead and release it. Yes, I want to make a $200,000 budget for the marketing team. No thanks. I need to go in and start printing Cyberworks out, though. Cyberworks 2, I should say. Order copy. Well, not order copies. Well, let's actually order 100,000 copies, and then start printing. Don't keep it keep it below 200,000. There we go. So now let's look at Cyberworks, the original one. So they still have some pretty active users. Marketing for Cyberworks, we're going to put that right there. Now, that being said, Dev Team 2 is still working on Guard Dog Unleashed. It actually supposed to come out in a couple months. I will probably promote it in beta in February, so next month it'll go into beta. Let's go ahead and port this. Let's have Dev Team 1, Cyberworks 2. And is there anything else I can go to that's actually no, that's not what I want to do. So OptiBlinds and Cyberworks. Let's skip ahead. Support for Cyberworks can go up there. We can keep that there. I can at least see it. Research I'm going to keep kind of there. It's no big deal. I do want to do also. Let's also port this guy, Dev Team 1, to Cyberworks and OptiBlind. So apparently it's a great quality operating system. Snippet 3 needs to be ported to Cyberworks 2 and OptiBlinds. Okay, let's go ahead and pause that for right now. So we're kind of queuing up what we need. And they're doing OmniDesk now, so there we go. So hopefully we can start selling more copies of those. Should be pretty good. I'm kind of curious how well this is going to sell, because I'm not 100% sure how well it's going to sell, but we'll see. Let's also get a review on Guard Dog just to see, make sure we got what we need out of it. Anything special over here? Not really. All right, no big deal there. Got some news, probably, just announcing or releasing Cyberworks 2. All right, first day. Let's see how many we sell. We made $4.3 million. Hold on. How many copies did we sell? I'm kind of curious. First day we sold 31,000 copies of it. Not bad. And we haven't made money on it yet, but give it a day. It'll let's go ahead and also promote this into beta. And then when we start getting new programs on there like OmniDesk, Boombox, stuff like that, I think it'll actually go a lot better. Research still lagging a little bit. We might actually throw one of our dev teams on there to see if they don't have any designers on it, so it wouldn't actually help at all. So that is okay. Let's see what the news has to say. So Cyberworks 2 is a sequel to Cyberworks. Cyberfire LLC is ready with Cyberworks, and I bet fans are excited to see what's in store, but is it worth your money? The reputation of Cyberfire precedes them, but they are pretty new in the computer scene. Cyberworks 2 has been a positive surprise. It is a very complex piece of craftsmanship, and it feels very stable. It's packed full of art and is beautiful to behold. It'll be interesting to see whether they can compare to Pen V7. In conclusion, they put effort into CyberWorks 2, and it really shows. And then, you know, they're saying that we don't have a fan base. Essentially. Unfortunately, that's what they're saying. But, and so we're getting some more software on there. I think once we get some more bigger programs, one, they'll start selling more of them. And that is okay. We're not quite ready to release Guard Dog Unchained. It's probably going to be released in the second half of March, which is okay. We can at least get the reviews for Guard Dog. Let's see how they're thinking it is. It's a 9.8. That's solid. That I'm not concerned with. All right, porting's done with OmniDesk. So let's get Boombox going next. So hopefully OmniDesk will see a good spike. We made $8.7 million on CyberWorks. That is ludicrous. And hopefully OmniDesk will be able to start selling more. So right now, apparently it's made $452,000. Now that we've ported it to the new CyberWorks program, it is now selling $549,000. So it's made a little bit more money. Nothing extremely. Oh, there's burglars here. Oh boy. They actually came through the parking garage, so that's nice of them. Some marketing, some printing, support. Nothing too crazy. It's also, let's actually add some cameras in here. Add one there that pretty much covers the front door, and this one here covers the side of the actual employee entrance. So that works pretty well. It is now March of 1997. We are going. Hopefully, we'll be able to. We're hopefully releasing Guard Dog next day, kind of thing. So it'll still be in March, but it will be on the second half of March, essentially. Already getting Boombox 2 set up. Let's see. Seems like everybody's still somewhat working the support team or the dev team. The dev team's a little slow just because not all of them are working on researching, which I guess what I could do then is start looking into doing the next software, which really should be Snippet 4, because that's what's, well, the problem is with making a snippet right now, if I can make a sequel, if I make a snippet 4, we're only using, we're actually using 1994 stuff, but we're working on 1996 research. And that's kind of the thing. What would happen if we actually started creating a game? What game type? Let's make a... Ah, man, what do we want to make? Let's do an RPG. Why not? You know what? We did say at the beginning of this, we wanted to make a cyberpunk game. So let's do that. Let's do a cyberpunk game. Just call it Cyberpunk. Let's do the original, which is Cyberpunk 2020. If anyone don't know, kind of the backstory originally, there is a tabletop game called Cyberpunk 2020 that Cyberpunk 2077 is based on. There's a whole plethora of books. There was a bundle, like a humble indie bundle, like a couple, maybe 2 or 3 months ago when the game came out, that actually allows you to actually see, that actually lets you kind of read through kind of how the world came about. And I've been reading through quite a few of them. It's actually been really interesting. So Dev Server 1, we got that. So Cyberpunk 2020. Role play RPG, let's see, that looks all good. Design and dev. I do want to also do some hardware stuff here soon. But let's do physics and open world. It's going to take us about a year. Recording dialogue. I know it's going. This is. I really want to do 3D. Oh, this requires a 3D editor, but there's none on the market, except for Snippet 3D, which is still in production. Oh, we can make this an MMO. Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, we gotta, we'd have to put it on a server, but I can do that. So all right, so here's the plan now, going forward. While I do want to continue making our, I do want to continue making our stuff better. Here's kind of what I am going to do. Kind of making our software and stuff like that. I still want to continue with that. However, what I actually do want to start creating games. So kind of the idea, I'm going to do the original Cyberpunk 2020. Then I want to move into like it's going to be an RPG kind of single player like it is now. I want to move into an MMO. I think that's going to be kind of fun. Also, I want to double check because I think it's 2000 we get the new ones. I have the tower servers now, so let's take a look at our servers though. We have another server, so this will be our MMO servers. We're going to rename that. We can also use that for development of our games right now because we can. So let's go ahead and get our first game going. So this is to be called Cyberpunk 2020. It is actually going to be a game, RPG, original IP. Server, we're actually going to use the MMO server for right now. We're going to do all this because we do need to catch up a little bit on game. Let's do some recorded dialogue. This is going to be a good game. We're not going to do 3D yet. Oh, we could even add some really good. We can actually add digital exclusive music, so they have to download it from us. Not the worst idea in the world. So it costs $80. We'll make it $70. We won't be crazy about that. New framework. This will be our game engine framework. Next page. We're using Snippet 3 and Boombox 2. We're also going to add Cyberworks 2 in there. Can't add it onto the original Cyberworks 1, which is kind of unfortunate, but that is okay. Design team and dev team 1. Let's go ahead and develop it. Yes, it's very complex, but it doesn't need to be. I'm well aware. So now we've got a couple things in the pipeline. It is noon though. In March, it is time to release Guard Dog Unleashed or Unchained. $150,000 budget because it is one of our no, but I do want to start printing it. Guard Dog Unchained's great quality, awesome. It only costs $3.8 million to develop. I do want to let's do 150,000 copies. So Guard Dog Unleashed, this one, let's cancel printing. The rest of it's all of our current software, so I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and get that up there. Let's also get some porting done because... hold on, time out. I just want to point out, Cyberworks made over $11 million this month. That is crazy. And you see Boombox is starting to make, well, it's almost done porting. It's making money. Omnidesk is well over $1 million now. This is pretty good. Where is Cyberworks 2? We already have 140,000 active users. That is awesome. So that's now released. We've got some, Guard Dog just came out, so it's all, not exclusively on Cyberworks 2, but so I want to do this one. We'll set Dev Team 1 to it, and they can do Opti Blinds and Opti Blinds 2. We'll set to Opti Blinds because you got to remember it's already on. It is already on Cyberworks 2, so we don't have to port it over there, which is kind of nice. But our dev team is just sitting here. Why don't we have them? Since Guard Dog's a smaller program, let's assign them to that second one there. And we'll get the rest of it start going here. We'll have, we're getting close on Boombox, so that should start selling some more copies hopefully here soon. As well as, hopefully we'll start selling more, well, hopefully we're selling more of all of our software. Guard Dogs does not meet demand. It's made $631,000 in its first month. And the first day of April, we've made $9 million on Cyberworks 2. It jumped over 60,000 active users. Holy cow, we've hit the mother load. Let's see here. Guard Dog, duh. Guard Dog Unchained, we only have We only have 608. I wonder if that's going to go up with printing. Let's take a look here. Because it might just be that our couriers haven't run yet. That's very possible. There's our couriers coming in now. So there we go. The stock's going up now. So that is good. So I'm okay with that. We're still doing okay. Anything special over here in there? Not really. Software times. Well, there we go. Hold on. So Cyberfire LLC is ready with Guard Dog Unchained, and they are already well known. So we actually finally at 2 hearts out of 6. We're finally well known in this industry. Is it any good? Guard Dog Unchained is a sequel to the highly regarded Guard Dog Unleashed and is living up to expectations. The reputation of Cyberfire LLC precedes them, but they are pretty new. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Guard Dog Unchained has been a positive surprise, and we can't imagine how complicated this must be behind the scenes, and it runs very smooth. It is packed with full of art and is beautiful to behold. It'll be competing with Spyware Remover by Sick Cell. They said we put a lot of work into it, and it shows. So that is good. So looks like... I forgot to... First off, I forgot to actually restart all this. So let's get that going here. I might have both teams working on Snippet 3D here in a second, which not the worst idea in the world. But, you know, just a thought. Let's go ahead and bump that up a little bit more here. Let's see here. Let's see. Cyberworks made $18 million this month, so we've doubled. We're over $100 million now. That is ludicrous. All right, let's see what we're actually number 2 now. That's what I thought we were. We're actually not that far behind. We actually passed Time Ltd. We're actually not that far behind Fancy Industries. And we are still privately owned, which is still amazing. We finally hit that big, you know, our big stride there. It's starting to come out. Let's see here. Boombox made about $2 million. Remember, that was starting losing money. Same with Gardo. We made 2.1. Omnidesk has made 1.1. Remember, this was all losing us money at one point, and now they're starting to make money again because they're now on our new operating system. Everybody has to buy it again. But however, now that they have the networking stuff like that on Cyberworks 2, we probably offer them better stuff now on that. But yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised there is no 3D editor yet. I mean, if you look at research, hold on, 3D. I have the rights to 1993 3D technology, and so I'm kind of maybe stopping stopping it up a little bit. But let's assign this to Dev Team 2 for right now. Let the other team market that right now. So right now we're in April 1997. I'm thinking if we give this till May of 1998, we can actually get this ready to go. So let's announce that. That goes just over a year. Let's do a press release. And there we go. So there is all that going here. We're getting our porting jobs done pretty quick. I was getting some research done. I might just leave research in there for a little bit, because it doesn't seem like it's affecting our development too much. It is, I mean, right now it's the 2D stuff, so really 2D is actually our second highest thing right now, so I'm not too concerned with that. Snippet 3 should also be on Cyberworks 2 here in a second. I am kind of curious, though. Cyberworks 2, so it's the second one up, has already made $38 million. Right now we have, how many active users? 324,000 active users. It's pretty good. Still lagging behind a little bit on Time Ltd or Fancy Industries. I am kind of curious, though, how much is our stock worth even now in this company? Oh, we are literally the smallest of slivers. They own 1 million shares of this. They could very easily take these guys over and not worry about it. It's only worth about $4 million now. Oh boy, that's not ideal. They really went down the drain quick. I don't know what happened to them. Still kind of funny, but, you know. They started selling more shares, and they bought all of them up. But that means mine's worth more now, so it's still good for me. Although I am kind of curious, though, you know, what is our other stocks worth right now? Oh, I need to call on Fire because I don't have insurance right now. Oh, we've made $4,000 on one of them. Oh, that's nice. I am kind of curious, though. Yeah, so we actually, since we took all that money out, technically we lost money. And that was not ideal for us. So WLN's on the way up. I think I'm okay. IX we don't have. On is actually starting to come back up, so I'm okay with that. WJA is on its way down, and the other one's on its way down. Awesome. Hopefully we can. I'm hoping to get that done sometime, maybe today. I don't know if that'll work or not, but you know. All right, looks like we've got all of our porting done. So that means. So the last one, snippet 3, or snippet 3, maybe 1.6. All right, so we're still doing okay. So let's go ahead and assign both dev teams to here. Let's just get snippet 3D. The art for snippet 3D is almost already done, and we've got 10% of the code done. That's a little much. That's a lot of code that still needs to do. Must not have been just much art to it, which I mean, it's fair. If you ever seen something like Blender or something like that, there is just hardly anything art-wise. It's basic, but it works, and that's what they can do in Blender is amazing. And I'm still trying to figure stuff like that out, but it's fair. Let's do this. So Guard Dog Unleashed, let's go ahead and cancel support for Guard Dog Unleashed. You should move over to Guard Dog Unchained. 420,000 active users for that program. That is amazing. We're still getting a lot of, people sign up. We still have a lot of people sign up for CyberWorks 2. Kind of wish you could offer like an incentive program to switch over to CyberWorks 3 so we didn't have to support it anymore. Kind of nice, but that's. I mean, if the creators of this game are watching, oh, I failed because I don't have a fire alarm. Oh, I don't have it in that room really. Hold on, fire alarm in there. There we go. Oh, sorry, so let me go back to if the creators of this game are watching, it'd be kind of nice to be able to do stuff like that, offer incentive programs to upgrade, or for like a loyalty program almost, would be kind of fun, so that you can kind of keep your fans. I mean, I'm at 1.8 million fans, but if I start offering rewards programs, will that go up? Maybe. I think it'd be kind of an interesting thing to work on. Like if you've been like when Microsoft offered Windows 10 for free. Something like that. I think that would be kind of nice to have in this game. Maybe that's just my thoughts on that, but hey, I think it'd be kind of fun. So, any deals coming in that are fun? Not really. Our stocks are one's starting to make some money, and on starting to go back down again. But we've only had 2 people in our entire company. Well, one quit and one died, which is both unfortunate. But I kind of expected we've been open for how long have we been open? We've been open we started in 1970, so 27 years. We've only lost 2 people. I think that's a pretty good win. Let's also not manage teams. What am I gonna do? Might boost the employee benefits a little bit. Maybe do more life insurance. Let's double the life insurance one. There we go. Just kind of make it a little bit nicer, Yeah. I think we can also raise pension. Why not? We'll do $100 a month on that. because we're making a ton of money. I'm not one to kind of hoard money. Like, you know what? Let's make the employees happy, because there was some complaints that says they weren't too happy with their jobs, but 500,000 users now. That is getting up there. It's starting to become amazing how this is working out. And I think once we get Snippet 3D out, I think a lot more people will switch over. Because, oh, did I already say? Hold on. I already said I was going to put it on Opti Blinds too. I would love to change that. Like, I would make it exclusively for CyberWorks 2, and just be like, hey, if you want to create 3D games, that's fine, but you're doing it on CyberWorks 2. That would be kind of cool. Maybe drop the ball a little bit, but you know, that is okay. You know what? It might. Well, we really can't do shared offices, can we? It would not be or it wouldn't be good for. Shoot, it wouldn't be good for like efficiency purposes. And by the way, if you ever worked in an open office that's not like separated like this, like if everybody's in one kind of big contiguous room, it's not ideal. Especially like for me, it wasn't too bad because I used to work in a call center for a finance company, and it was completely open, and so we used to be able to hear the credit department and the purchasing department. Well, we were the purchasing department, but you know, we would sit where we could hear the service department and the credit department, and quality assurance I'm pretty sure hated us because we sat next to them, and their whole job is to listen to phone calls, but we were just talking because we were doing our job and we were on the phone, and I don't think they liked us very well because of the fact we had to be on our phones. I don't know that to be true, but you kind of got that feeling a little bit. So yeah, I can understand why in this game that if you put multiple teams in one room, they don't like it. But it seems like I don't see really anything that's going wrong right now. Not now. I'm curious about that, just because I do kind of want to know how that all works. Let's see here. Anything? Super Trap is starting to get snap up a lot of the audio stuff. I might have to do that next, once we get this out of the way here. Huh. That's interesting. So they're still doing the publishing duties for those software. I stopped supporting those years ago. But that's okay. Let's take a look at it and see if we're anywhere closer to the top of the board here. We are. Hold on, timeout. What happened? Oh, I bet you $10. I know exactly what happened. Let's look at it. Hold on. Let me just verify this. I have $10 that these guys just went and bought Time Inc. or whatever it's called, because I don't see them on here anywhere. I bet you $10 what happened is Fancy Industries went and bought Time Industries for all that money, however much it was, and probably paid me a lot of money for that. Let's go look at finances, because I bet you $10 I can figure out exactly when it happened. Right here, you can sell right here. So last month they actually paid us, it's like $766,000 just for all the stocks we had. And so yeah, they're like, yeah, we're done. So their net worth is what, halved, and now I'm worth almost $200 million. Biggest company out there, almost 2 million fans, and still private. Kind of neat. Actually, right now there's only, what, 3 public companies? Fancy Industries is one of them, which I have a feeling right now, I don't know if I would invest, because right now private investors have gotten most of it, and so, but it's just their stock. I got a feeling they're going to start kind of trying to figure out what to do with all that excuse me, trying to figure out what to do with all their IPs, and I just think they might have some issues here more recently. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that all goes, though. Let's also get a review, since we are more than halfway done developing Snippet 3D. Probably something people have never seen before. The 3D art, perfect. They're about halfway on the system in the network, which I am happy for, which is good. I wonder if anybody actually has any 3D editors coming out. So right now, no. Well, that's all released. So nobody's released one yet. How about upcoming? There's a way, here, upcoming releases. Type 3D editors. They do have one. It's coming out in 1999. So we're going to beat that roughly by 2 years. That's pretty impressive. Cyberworks, it's got 627,000 people. Good Lord, we are getting a lot of people in here. Make 196 million. We're worth we've made $23 million last month just on this, pretty much the sale of Cyberpunk. Cyberworks too. That's pretty impressive. So honestly, this episode, the 90s are kind of our decade, it seems like. So essentially we were still fighting for like a top 5 spot on the leaderboard. Now 1997 rolls around and we are top dog now, which is amazing. And so now we're starting to break out into every piece of software we can. We're doing antivirus, we're doing 2D editing, 3D editing, audio editing, office suites, operating systems, antivirus, and now we're actually working on our first game. Yeah, the next thing we gotta do is hardware. That's kind of that's the next stepping stone. Make our own maybe gaming console. It could be a thing. Make it. We could call it like the Cyberbox. Ooh, I like Cyberbox. Might be what we do. That'll be kind of fun. I'm getting excited about that. I really want to play this game more now. Fair. We got about a half hour, 40 minutes left of the stream. So I still plan on trying to get Snippet 3D out today. At least that's the hope. Whether that will happen or not, I don't know. Cyberworks. We've got a lot of cybers in here. $18 million still. That is ludicrous. I am also concerned because our support team is having issues keeping up with support now. Which one? All right, this is support 1. How many people can we put in here? 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can have, 39 people, technically. Support only has 13 people. Right. Let's bump this up to 29. And they will have more people tomorrow. Because when we look here, we already have 1,800 tickets coming in for Cyberworks 2. We're actually getting through them. There's just a lot backing up, especially for Guard Dog Unleashed 2, which has 250,000. What was that? 750,000 active users for Cyberworks 2. This is we're getting to the point where it's like, all right, yeah, we are top dog. Everybody else fears us. That's amazing. And we're almost $100 million away from Fancy Industries. Remember, we were competing with them at the beginning of the stream for second place. So there we go. Hopefully our new support team will be able to knock out most of these tickets. I didn't want to go too crazy with how many people we hired, because I knew that it would be kind of a toss-up whether we can actually... Or it would be a toss-up of how many people we actually needed. But it looks like we got a good number now. It seems like they can kind of keep up support. But overnight, the support team, it just goes crazy. I might have to, well, number one, I might build another support office. Because I also might add some, well, you know what I could do with this team? Let's do this. Manage teams, support 1, HR management. I actually want to hire some programmers in here. We'll do 10. Bring it total up to 39. So that'll be our support team. They should be able to actually fix these things a lot faster. Hopefully. Kind of the idea, at least. Because they can knock out the tickets pretty quick. I mean, now they're just going to start eating away at the 1,700 that's in there right now. And it's already down to 1,400. Yeah, I think 820,000 active users, though. So I can see why there's so many errors. Kind of makes sense. But yeah, overnight's when they get kind of bad. Oh, hold on. No, I've said that. And October 97, we've had our third person leave. AKA, they've died. Unfortunate. Really is. Although our stocks are doing great. Bit of a morbid turn there, but you know, it's fair. Almost at 869. Nice. I think our support team's doing okay now. And they're starting to fix a few more as well. So essentially, they do a little bit of programming, but actually having 10 programmers in there to help fix that stuff should stop any more tickets from coming in. I've heard that's a way to do that. Is you actually get a bunch of put a couple programmers on this, and they actually can fix these pretty quick. And you can see here, it's pretty much just going to 0 now, which is awesome. That means we're doing our job correctly. We've got some deals coming in. See if there's anything we really want to do. Not really. All right, well, that's okay. We almost have our... I think today I want to get at least Snippet 3D done before the end of the stream and try to get Cyberpunk developing before the end of the stream. Kind of the goal, at least. Yeah, we're actually almost worth $300 million now. What is going on? Well, of course, I guess you get the first operating system over almost 1 million users. We're almost at 1 million. But you get the first operating system that provides network access, provides 3D art and things like that. Kind of makes sense that you would have quite a bit of people wanting it. And we're starting to fix quite a few of the bugs. You know, it's going up faster than I thought it would. And I might even get a team of programmers, like maybe 20 programmers, just to do that. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. But 5 fix out of 2,300, not ideal, I'll be honest with you. But we'll see about that. Let's go ahead and accept all and close. Raise it about $13,000 a month. Not that, you know, we're really... that wouldn't really put much in. We have another hosting job. We'll put that on the hosting server. So Snippet 3D is supposed to come out in May. We actually, well, depending on how everything goes, we should be able to get to that deadline. I don't see why not. Just because of the fact that we should have the code done by probably January. And we can throw some reviews. Let's get a review for this going. Chicken Stop Corp. This is kind of what we used to do when we were just starting. But now we moved on. We're at 9.9. This is going to be an incredible piece of 3D editing software, and it's the first one that's ever come out. Not too bad at all. But coming back in now. Cyberpunk 2020 is almost ready to start development because we have nothing else for it to do. And there it is. So let's pause development on that. Let's actually look at doing some hardware. Console hardware. Do operating system for it. because we need a cyber box. So that'll be the first one. It's operating system, but we're also printing our own. We're also going to be printing our own. We don't need a publisher. We also are doing our own hardware, so I think that'll work. So pretty much, you know, that'll all work. Audio, we got to do that. Don't have 3D rendering. Let's do this. Hasn't said that we're kind of going overboard with it. I'm a little... Now it has when I hit network. Approximate bandwidth. Hold on. It goes up to 86.1 gigabits per second. Good Lord, that's a lot. Do it... You know what? Let's start with some network. Or do we? No, not yet. But I really want to. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it big. Let's set it on the MMO server. We're actually put this on the dev server because we can. It's not a computer. It's a console operating system. Did something say that we can't do that? Oh. Well, that's a little weird. Alright, well, let's retry this. Audio, I don't want surveillance because reasons. External drive, motion detection. Yeah, why not? And we'll do all of this as well. And the networking. MMO server opens back up. I pretty much got what we wanted out of this. This is... So it cost us about 3 years, but I think we have everything. So manufacturing, we're going to need, looks like 3, so let's pause the game for a second so we can figure this out. So we're going to need 2 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 printers, 2 console assemblies, and 1 final assembly. I'm going to add a second story to the warehouse, essentially, is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have to figure out a way to work all that around so we can actually unload them into the bays we already have. But I think this is how we want to do it. So we need 12 printers. Let me get this written down so I don't forget it. Because I would be the one to forget stuff like this. Alright, I need 12 printers. And we can start looking into actually how all this works, which would be kind of cool. So we close that. Let's go to advanced to make sure we got everything we want. It's only going to be about $300, which technically is not terrible, especially for like a more modern console. Nothing that it's hampered by design. Let's go ahead and develop it. It is unnecessarily complex, I am well aware. However, this is what we want. And so let's go ahead and add our second story to our warehouse here. Boosh. We'll add our staircase in over here. I think that would be kind of the best option we have. Double staircase up to here. Now let's look at manufacturing. What can we do? I don't really need... Well, I'll need this eventually, but... Printing. Alright, so we need... Actually, that's not... Is that it? No, manufacturing is what we need. So we need components. So this is the one that manufactures the components. So let's take a look here. What does this need? Limit production, analyze production, set output. Okay. So I want this to make our gyroscopes, along with this one. Then I think it said it needed one for the other two. I think that's how this... Let's double check and make sure this is actually the out. Nope, it's actually the end that is the out. Let's move this. Move this. And move. There we go. So now, let's double check and make sure that I did everything correct here. So, sorry, my boss was texting me there. I want to take a look, not change something. I wanted to look at this. Ooh, right. I'm pretty sure. I'll take a look here. It was 2-1. It was like 2-1-1, and then 2-1-4. I remember controllers was 4 because reasons. So I got gyroscope, rumble unit, and plastic. Got 11 deals now. Probably just to I'll get some hosting here. We'll accept that. I'll probably develop more stuff for people. Alright, let's also get some lights in here, because, well, I can worry about that later. So let's do this. Conveyor belt out. Ooh, we'll do 2. Alright. Now, I need all this to go to a component assembler here. And I imagine that's probably the out, or in, hopefully. And so we can rotate that to there. There, so now that is good. We probably should put a, well, it says we need to use a recycler, which I'm okay with. Use something like that. And then printing a component recycler. And there. Alright, maybe I don't know how this functions here. I think it's actually more like this. So in, and then what does this do? So when you go back out this way then? There, so that should work. So now we have, oh, hold on. Well, that's an issue. Because what I could do actually is delete this, so I have access now, and then do the ramp up. There, and then down here, and then delete this one. Well, I should delete both those. Do that, and then put this. I missed. Nicely done. There we go. So that now should be able to allow this to go anywhere it needs to. I'm wondering if I can just do this. This might work. It might not. We're going to give it a try. It does not work. Alright, so we have to just redo this somehow. Well, I guess what I could do is just do this. There we go. So that should allow us to have all. So this should be our consoles, or not consoles, the controllers able to be printed now. So let's go ahead and do a component printer. We need, I think, well, we need, you know what? Let's kind of wait, because we're not manufacturing them right this second here. At least I don't think we are. Set output. We're actually making joysticks there. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't look like it's printing anything right this second. Yes, that room should be accessible from the outside. Don't know why that door won't work, but alright. already. So let's try to get Snippet 3D. I think that after we get Snippet 3D, we'll play a little bit longer, but I think that's kind of going to be our good wrapping up point for today. Hosting, more hosting, we accept that. Speaking of which, let's look at digital distribution. We don't have anything available yet for that one. Digital distribution, right now we still own 100% of the market share. Financially wise, it is still costing us a little bit of money, but we're still getting quite a bit in deals, about 166,000. It's not bad at all. We're going to break 300 million here. There we go, $303 million. Guard Dog, I'd say Cyberwork's still making about $7.5 million over that amount of time, so we're still doing okay. I'm not too concerned with that at all. Cyberbox has already got a good part of the iteration done, for at least the first iteration, I should say. And, yeah, we're going to spend the time, do what we usually do, quality-wise. So I think we'll be okay with that. First kind of foray into the hardware and gaming. Might even be able to port Cyberpunk 2020 to it. Hey, I passed the fire inspection. All right. Oh, well, somebody quit. Well, that's 4 people. That's not great, but, you know. So let's look over here. We've made about 9 grand right now. How much do we need for that task to be done? We need 17,000. We've done about 9 so far. Oh, hold on. I want to take you to court because there's nothing wrong with this office. There's plenty of food. Let's actually also let's get some more serving dishes out though. I guess they don't like me on these kinds of tables. All right. Let's do that. So we have, our bathrooms are amazing, if not a little cold. But hold on, we can fix the bathroom situation here. Function, temperature. Can we put these? Oop. Oh, we can. Perfect. So this bathroom should be good temperature-wise. They're not the best looking, but you also got to remember they're a bathroom. Oh, we'll put some artwork in there. And that's still not great, but you get the idea. In here as well, let's do our temperature regulations. I can honestly say I've never seen somebody be able to take us to court. That's kind of a new one. Kind of neat though. It's kind of realistic, I guess. You know, it's something that would happen because for some reason people love just to sue people when they think they've been wronged. It's I mean, they're wrong. It's very useful. I mean, it's a good thing because I mean there are some cases that it's warranted, but there is a lot of times that people just kind of sue frivolously for what they think is what they think they've been wronged about, when in actuality they haven't really been wronged at all. But there is our bathrooms fixed. Oh well, we can fix that now. Our legal oh hold on. A sign. Wait a minute. We have a law team. Oh, that's unfortunate for you. Oh, look at that. We can lawyer the crap out of them. I guess this is how big companies feel, which is kind of fun, you know? Just lawyer everybody. Just lawyer up. Number one, didn't know that was part of the game either. I just happened to glance down and like, oh, they're actually going through with that. Really? There's more people complaining? Don't get me wrong. We could very easily pay that, but I mean, if we can defeat it, you know, maybe she'll owe us money at the end of all this. Which, by the way, that sounds a little crazy, but it has happened. Where somebody sued somebody and then they end up owing more money than they actually got. Or they owed money because they lost and then they still owe their lawyer. It's kind of funny. Let's see here. It's February, so this thing's not coming out till May. I might push up that release date a little bit because it's kind of iffy at best. Yeah, she's already under $1 million. I think we'll be okay. Our research almost is done though, so that's cool. I do think though that we should at least look into I'm trying to think. There's something else I was going to look into and I don't remember what it was. Unfortunate. Oh yeah, essentially we for another Snippet 3D announcement. Kind of. It's good to get it out though. We get some more followers for it. But no, we actually got to see quite a few new stuff in this stream though. Got to see some of the new styling tabs. We got to see how the fire inspection thing finally worked, and I'm very happy about that. We did have a bug, you know, that came up, but hopefully they'll take care of that soon. We saw the legal one. I've never seen the legal one before. It's kind of neat. Right now we are lawing them up. I don't know how you would say that. I'm not a person who's into law very much. I understand a lot of them, like just having to research some of them for college classes and things like that, but not something that doesn't interest me, I should say that. Now also, it looks like our research is about done. Let me look here. Yeah, I would say it's probably within another month or so it should be done. Also want to make sure that Snippet 3D's got a lot of the bugs worked out, so we might wait till May. Right now we're only looking at about a month and a half, or 2 months. Why are they unhappy? They're in their cars. Why are they unhappy? I don't understand that. Oh, look at that. Finish. Yes, I'd like to file the patent for $50,000. But also I want to keep that on pause for right now so we can defeat this lawsuit, which we're already halfway done for it. So it's not like it's. Once again, I don't understand why people are quitting, and it baffles me. Like, what complaints? Let's look at complaints. You feel stuck here, and there's nothing to do. Well, number one, if you're getting paid to do nothing, not the worst thing in the world. HR management. Education amount. What is this? Let's do this -1. I'm okay with that. Which is probably going to really screw me over here in a second. A lot of employees getting sick, not ideal. We'll have to install some temperature checks here in a second if that keeps going up. So yeah, this stream I've really kind of enjoyed this. It's starting now that we're on the top. It's like, oh, we're having some issues. Oh, hold on, timeout. Wow. So there we are. Never mind. Like, what did we not? But I had the wrong company highlighted. Yes, we are now still top dog by a margin. That is a substantial amount that we are ahead. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead. I think when we release Snippet 3D, that'll be a good day for us, and we'll play one more day to see how much we actually can make for it. And I'm not going to port it to anything else. It is going to be on either Cyberworks or whatever the Opti whatever, which is fine. OptiView or whatever it was. I'm going to kind of force people into buying CyberWorks, which is fine on my end. Because right now we have 1.1 million users. That is amazing. We're starting to get some of them fixed too. Some of the bugs fixed at least. Not a whole lot, but we are getting some. It also explains why a lot of the support people want to become programmers, so that they can, or how they get programming skills because they're fixing bugs. Makes sense. We've got some new deals. Probably nothing fun that we would take. There's a lot of marketing, stuff like that. Yeah. Our marketing team could probably do it, but it's right now it's not really worth it because we're making so much money. Finances, not finances, insurance, stuff like that. So we made 10,000 there. We've made 11,000 so far. How much do we need to make? Let's look here. We need to make about 17,000. Not bad at all. So right now we could have settled for 700,000, but now it's saying we have 1.1 because of that. But if that bar fills up before 5 months, does that mean we defeat it? I think so. What I can understand of the game, that kind of makes sense to me. But I think next, I think we need to start building more buildings. I think we need to expand out and start just going crazy with it. If you look here, we have all these tree plots. We can turn that into buildings. We can buy all these parking lots up and everything. It'd be kind of fun. Got some cleaners coming in. 7 employees have called in sick. Not ideal, but hey, it's okay. It'd be kind of interesting how so if an employee calls in sick, then the next day, it's not ideal. My reputation has gone down just a bit, but we beat it. That's okay. So I wonder, if an employee's sick, if the people around them then also get sick, it'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, our reputation went down about a half star for that lawsuit, but you know, it happens. You know, but we are still on top here. It is now May. It is time to release this thing. It is afternoon, so let's go ahead and release it. Yes, I do want to start marketing. Let's do a $200,000 budget. No, we won't be selling any copies of it or printing any, we don't need to order any copies, I should say. Snippet 3D though, we are going to start printing copies. 250,000. Start getting those printed. I might need to call a courier to pick some of those up. Let's also, you know what? Let's just to be safe, let's order 150,000 copies. Our reputation will go back up eventually, but you know, it's just going to take it a bit. That's all. All right, so Snippet 3D can go right there. I kind of like keeping these things in order. Now, since the Snippet 3D is a 3D editor, I'm going to keep supporting Snippet 3. That kind of makes sense. Let's see how much we are going to make. We made $2.2 million and made $13 million on CyberWorks. I have a feeling what happened is that because of everybody wanting Snippet 3D, they went and bought CyberWorks. It's a very complex piece of craftsmanship, and it feels very stable. It's packed full of art and beautiful to behold. Snippet 3D is an extremely well-made product, and they just don't think it's going to sell well. However, we've already kind of proven that it can sell well. We can do some more hosting for them. How is distribution going right now? I'm just kind of curious. However, I do want to actually put this into development. So let's do this into Dev 1, Dev 2. There it is. Almost lost them for a second. I don't know when I'm going to do a release date for that yet, because I have no idea about gaming, how well it's going to work out. But we can try and see how it goes. Do we not have an IT person here at all? We have let's hire 2 IT and 2 maintenance people. There we go. That works out pretty well. So that is all good. Let's also check our insurance stocks, or insurance and stuff like that, the bonds. So we're still at 11,000. We need, what, 13? Or we need 17. So that'll probably be next episode. We will get probably that. Let's buy IAX as well, just to try to see if we can get some more of that. But guys, we've built the biggest company in our game so far. We're 373, well over 140 million, well, right around 140 million dollars more than second place. We've kind of hit the pinnacle, but I still want to play till 2021. I think it's kind of fun. I do want to release Cyberpunk, the game stuff here. So, but we've already started the original one, the 1998 version. We probably have a couple versions of this game. So yeah, I think this is a good place for us to start wrapping up, though. It's about time, so very cool to see. So let's save the game here. Looks like it did. We are good to go there. Let's switch over to the main camera here, guys. Well, guys, thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you are new here, if you want to know how the best way to support me, the best way you can actually do that is just leaving a follow right now. Currently, we have 50 followers. We're trying to get to 75 before August. And I'm still kind of contemplating what to do or how to do a kind of a celebration. I've been trying to think about Planet Coaster, having some issues with that because it's starting to lag quite a bit in that game and fireworks and like. I'm going to do something. I'm thinking what I'm going to do, and I'm kind of thinking. So my 1 year streaming anniversary is the 25th this month, which is a Thursday, so I won't be streaming on that day. So that Friday, as with the 26th, I think I want to actually cobble together a video. We'll do like a little, not like Q&A or anything, but we'll do like kind of tell you how I got into streaming, what I've liked so far, what I think, kind of like a yearly review kind of thing, and kind of put that together. I'll put that up, kind of do some best bits even for the whole year. I think it'd be kind of fun. We'll go back through those and see how we did on those. I think it would be kind of fun. I think that would kind of be as a thank you for the 50 followers as well. I know it's not quite the Planet Coaster one I was kind of hoping for, but I'll do some more Planet Coaster here soon. I just don't know quite when. And some stuff I'm looking forward to. So right now we have about just under 2 months until the next Evil Genius comes out. Hoping to get that up and going on the channel. I think by that time we'll actually be doing one game, like just solidly play that through until we're done. Then we move on to something else. I think that's going to be on the channel for a while, and I'm excited about that. Hopefully we'll be able to actually finish up Factorio here. Probably not Friday. I'm hoping Friday, but might be 2 weeks depending on how our research goes. But for now, I think that's going to be it for me. If you haven't followed, go ahead and do. If you're also curious about more content from me, if you're curious how our Alpha 11 playthrough has gone, or if you're curious about other things, Evil Genius, if I mentioned that already, I do have a full playthrough of that on my channel, on my YouTube channel. If you actually look below, there actually is a link to that. So if you're curious about that, you can always check it out there. But for right now, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. Thank you once again for joining me today. I do appreciate it. The next time I'll be streaming, I do stream 2 times a week, every Wednesday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Will be this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be back in Factorio trying to build our rocket silo and see if we can actually build our rocket to get off the planet. That's the goal, at least. But for now, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this today, and I will see you guys on Friday for some more Factorio. But until then, guys, have a great day. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys on Friday.